The subject of Ukraine came up, that Taiwan wanted to help fund Ukraine. Why did they deny aid?
The conflict there teaches us many lessons. First of all, it is a wake-up call to many people here that as much as we love and want to protect peace, we cannot take peace for granted. Every young man in Taiwan has to serve a mandatory 1 year. We do need to invest more in our defenses.
I spoke with a few gentlemen and a woman yesterday at the Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the subject of tariffs came up. And so it's my understanding that Taiwan was the first one to come to the negotiating table with President Trump to come to a resolution. And on top of that, on top of those tariffs, the subject of Ukraine came up, that Taiwan wanted to help fund Ukraine in their defense against Russia, and that they had denied aid. Why did they deny aid?
Well, first let me talk about the tariffs. As I said in the outset, the Taiwan-U.S. economies are very important to each other. This partnership has enabled Taiwan to grow in strength. It has also allowed Taiwanese companies to support growth and profit in the United States. It's an ecosystem that benefits both of our societies. So we are hoping to reach an arrangement with the current administration on a significant reduction of tariffs and other non-tariff barriers, as well as supporting some new investment projects, such as in the area of semiconductor chips, but also in energy and acquisitions. We are in the process of trying to work that out and hope that we will have some a good arrangement that provides a win-win situation. We understand how many Americans are pursuing a greatness in reindustrialization and in AI. And we in Taiwan want to be strong as well. And it's important that Taiwan is a strong nation. So I think that is ultimately a goal that works for both of our societies on the economic and trade front. In terms of the European situation, many countries around the world, the Ukrainian government has been rather cautious about any interactions with Taiwan. But the Taiwanese people in general have been sympathetic to the victims of invasion and war, and that's why we have provided humanitarian aid and support. From a humanitarian perspective, we've had medical teams and other NGOs expressing our sympathies. But at the same time, I think the conflict there teaches us many lessons. First of all, it is a wake-up call to many people here that as much as we love and want to protect peace, we cannot take peace for granted. And we have to do more to prevent that type of conflict from happening in our part of the world and on our island. And so we do need to invest more in our defenses. And it's not only in terms of spending the amounts, but it's about investing in the right areas. I think another lesson from the Ukraine experience is the asymmetry in that theater. And so we do need to invest in more smart technologies. Drones and unmanned systems are widely used in that theater. I watched part of your interview with Dina Mavrukas on Saronic, unmanned surface vessels, and we need to look at more robotics, unmanned systems on all fronts. We also need to be adopting artificial intelligence and integrating our sensors and data fusion. So we have a lot of work to do, and this is really a new era of self-defense. And I think a third thing that we have learned from the Ukrainians is the need for much more decentralized command control. and to support more small unit autonomy and decision making, and to be much more nimble and flexible. Our military has for decades been trained in a very traditional way, and we need to quickly adapt to new requirements. And so a lot of reforms are going on. Our president has, actually the former president started this process, but we are carrying it through. That is expanding our conscript training period. Every young man in Taiwan has to serve a mandatory 1-year military training requirement. And we need to make sure that that is not just 1 year from every young Taiwanese man's youth, but one meaningful year, quality training, adequate training. And I think that will also foster stronger capabilities and the will within our society and confidence in our society, in our resilience.
Was that recently implemented?
Yes, that was recently implemented.
How was the response from the Taiwanese people?
Well, politically, it was not easy because we started the implementation like right around our election time. And when you mandate every citizen extra duties, that is never an easy political decision. But it is something that we knew we had to do, given the geopolitical uncertainties and threats, in order to ensure that peace can prevail, that we can sustain peace through strengthening ourselves. We knew it was difficult but a necessary decision. And I think it's upon us to ensure that that extended training is meaningful, that they do get the quality training. And so part of our partnership with the United States as we acquire more modern systems, how to use those systems and how to operate in a rapidly changing environment, continuing these discussions is also very important.
No matter where you're watching Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.